my god, I see you all in chat. Let's go. I'm just making some last minute posts about everything. Give me 1 second and I will say what's up. Chat, how are we? How we doing? How we living? Well, I hope. Hi, Stray the Demon. Thank you so much for hanging out. Joey, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it, Joey. And Stray Demon, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, I should post this. Oh my god, thank you to myself for the for the sub. Oh my god, I'm so great. Yes, you are. How are we doing, everybody? I'm super excited to be here because today we're going to be having a podcast episode. If you didn't know, we do a lot of podcast episodes here on Xzile. I love to chat about mental health and just talk about different life things. We just get together, hang out, get cozy, and chat about life. Today we have a really fun episode because I'll be talking with the Overwatch women's team that is signed to Xzile Coven. Super excited to have them talk a little bit more about their experience as competitive players, as a woman in the gaming world, and then also mental health. I have about an hour with them, so I'm really excited to get started with the combo. I'll probably be on a little bit longer and just talk a little bit more about, you know, being a woman and competitive and in the gaming world, so we'll get a deep dive in there. But if you have any questions, feel free to put them in chat and I will get back to you. If I have any mods in chat, if you could send me the questions on a DM or something if I miss something, just so I don't forget, I would appreciate it. But let me get the girly pops in here. Hello. How are we doing, guys?
Hello.
How are we doing today?
I'm doing good. It's been raining here.
Good. I'm glad. Let me make sure I have all your volumes pretty good. Alright. Chat, let me know if I need to change anybody's audio if you can't hear them or we gotta fix it or something. I'll definitely do that. Alright. So I was telling the stream, I'm super excited because we have our Overwatch Coven team with us here today. Not everybody could make it, but you know, when we do our introductions, maybe one of you could kind of talk about the other players on the team and just let us know a little bit about them. Unfortunately, like I said, not all of them could make it, but maybe we'll do more podcasts in the future and the other girly pops will be able to join us. But do you guys want to introduce yourselves a little bit? Tell me about your role in which you play here for Xzile Coven.
Yeah, I can start if you guys want.
Perfect.
Alright, well, I'm Dino, or Z French Dino, by my in-game name. I joined about 3 weeks ago and I play DPS for the team.
Awesome.
I'm a Rabbit. I kind of joined a long time ago. I feel like it was like a couple months ago. I was like a ringer, and then I just kind of stayed around as like a ringer, and then I just slowly got onto the team. I was a tank sub at first, and then I main tank player, So I play tank. I'm normally a Reinhardt one trick, but Jolly, our coach, doesn't like fun, and so I played not only Reinhardt on this team.
Love that. Thank you.
All right, I'm Rocky. I was the tank, the main tank, and I am now the manager of the team. I've been with this group of girls for 6 months now, 7 months maybe now.
Yeah. Awesome. We're super happy to have all of you here. I just want to say we didn't even make it into 9 minutes and there was already Jolly slander, so that's crazy.
Well, you know what?
But Jolly is in chat. Hello, Jolly. Thank you for hanging out with us. We're just getting started. Those of you who don't know, Jolly is the coach for our Coven team, and he would have joined us today, but he was actually with us when we chatted with the other Overwatch team that we have that is technically co-ed, so Overwatch Reverence is our other Overwatch team that Xzile has signed as well. He missed the slander. I'm sure it'll come up again at some point. But Rocky, do you want to let us know a little bit about some of the other girls that couldn't be here today, who they are and what role they play?
Yeah, I'll get started with Ace. Ace is the captain for the team. She is the flex support. She originally started the team, and we have since swapped roles. The other girly pop is Xzile. She is the hit scan DPS for us. She goes back and forth with what she plays on a specific day. She's been with us since the beginning as well. We also have Nurse, who is our sub. She is a main support sub. She's also been from DPS to main support. We've had some inner swaps going on. It's a common theme. And then newly we have B, who is our main support now as well. And then Jolly.
Awesome. Thank you. So do you want to tell us a little bit about how you all became a team and how you got here to Xzile?
I could start first. I first met Ace through just random there's always looking for team posts within the Overwatch discords. So I found an Overwatch team, all girls team, looking for a tank, and I had reached out and I've been stuck with them since. Yeah. And we were originally underneath a different organization before we came here.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I thought it was... I've told the story a bit, but those of you that don't know, we started Xzile a year ago, and I think almost like a year ago I met Rocky, and Rocky was doing some... Were you doing Apex at the time?
What haven't I done?
Yeah,
I was originally a COD girly, and I came from the COD scene where I won a few tournaments over there and switched over to Apex, and I dabbled in Apex. I didn't fully commit to like a team or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I decided to switch over to Overwatch because I enjoyed it more.
Yep. Hi, Pitch. We have Pitch in the chat. Welcome.
Hey, Pitch. Sorry, I'm sick, guys. So my voice is in and out.
But yeah, so I think we met through like Apex stuff, and we had Rocky try to join in different like capacities and just different things just weren't aligning correctly for it to work out. But one day Rocky came to me and was like, I have a full women's team ready to go. We have manager, coach, players. Open the door, let me in.
In that order.
Yep. And it was so random too, because I think it was literally something like that, and I was like, okay, I will stop what I'm doing and we will get the team in here and I'll figure out a way that we can do this, because we need the girly pops in here. Love the representation, and we can talk a little bit more about that too. But it's just like, so it's great now that there's so many people pushing for representation within gaming, and creating opportunities for women is high on like our priority. So you came at like the perfect time, because we had just kind of started the conversation about bringing on a women's competitive team for Apex, and it just like, there's other things that just didn't work out in that space that weren't really realistic for us. And so you came in at the perfect time, where I was like, man, I'm having to give up this idea of having a women's Apex team. And then you came in and I was like, perfect. Oh my god, you're reading my mind. Let's do this.
As I do. I'm kidding.
I really want to ignore Cheese's comment right now, but I feel like I can't. He said, I love women. In chat. And Pinger said,
we like
I
them
love
too.
Cheese. Yep. Thank you so much for the follow, Maple. I appreciate it. But yeah, thank you, Cheese, for hanging out. But yeah, that's a huge tangent that I'm sure we can get into in a little bit. But yeah, I would say like the process of joining Xzile, you guys definitely did it different. Because you came as a full team, and a lot of our other competitive teams, or even like our content creators or our staff members, it's very like individualized. So we have a lot of like meetings with you individually and talk about things, and you know, basically us kind of explaining what we could offer, what we can do to help, and you all came as like a package. So it was definitely different, but everything's been really great so far, and I'm excited because you all are gonna start getting into tournaments soon.
Next week is our first league match.
Woohoo! So
it's not scheduled yet, but it's
okay. I was gonna ask.
We're getting there. No, we're fighting for a date right now.
Okay.
The other team's availability is not very open, so.
Okay. Yeah, I saw you put a date on there earlier, so that's why I was like, I wasn't sure. But yeah, I'm super excited to see you guys play in a tournament. We'll definitely have to do like a watch party if we're able to in Discord, or stream it maybe. We'll see what you guys are comfortable with, but yeah. Get the watch party started, get the popcorn ready. Cheese in all caps. Woo, I love Overwatch and supporting women. Oh, cheese. But yeah, so I guess what are some obstacles that you all have had to overcome as women in gaming? I know it's like a very broad question, but I guess just to kind of get the conversation started.
I can start if you'd like.
Yep, go for it.
So I play a lot of comp, and people are, well, to understand that, I have like the chance, either the profile icon or the name card, because I'm proud of who I am, and I like that the game has like representation for me. And so I put those customization options on my profile, and usually like there'll be people that will have comments, if not outright insults towards me.
Yep.
Like I've also been used as like an insult towards teammates that were doing worse than me somehow.
Mm.
Like that's there's lots of, I don't know how to say it exactly, but there's lots of like
Hate.
mean people. Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. And it doesn't happen every game, thankfully, but it does happen pretty often, and that's pretty sad.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely something I think, in like a broader sense, all of us have dealt with. But it really is just horrible when you're just, you're just living your life, being who you are and proud of who you are and loving yourself, and um, people turn that into an insult and try to bring you down because of it, because of their own ignorance, and um, it. I know it can be definitely like super harmful for a lot of women in gaming, because it kind of turns us off to like, oh well, maybe I won't open mic, maybe I won't talk in the game, because every time I do, I get attacked just because I'm a woman. Or whatever the case may be. So yeah, that's definitely
Yeah,
something.
I never joined voice chat because of that reason exactly.
Yeah.
I've stopped using voice chat entirely in the game.
Mm-hmm. And that's super harmful, because how much better could we be doing if we were actually able to communicate, but because there's people out there in the gaming community that are so toxic and rude to women, and you know it it's so sad that that's something we have to deal with.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah, you
I've
want to go
had
ahead?
kind of similar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it as much because I don't have any of the like pride things on my main account, which is not out of like a non-pride. I just have every cosmetic on my main account is rabbit based, and I like that. But then my alt account, I have a trans pride banner on that account, and I feel like I've kind of dodged the worst of it. I don't have like many stories, but it does happen. And I think my favorite thing I get is, so I play the Reinhardt, and I just one trick that character. And I've had people tell me that it's like impossible for me to be good at Reinhardt because that's not like a stereotypically female like played character. And so people will just tell me like, oh, like trans Reinhardt player, we lost. And then just like get on Mercy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Associating gender with a character, a fictional in-game character, is crazy to me.
Yeah.
And how well you play that character based off it's just, it's madness. It's the ignorance that you were talking about, Morbid.
Yeah.
And it's so common.
Yeah, it I mean, I've talked a little bit about how like I didn't start gaming until COVID happened, and I started playing I came from Warzone, like COD 2, and that just ruined it for me. Just open micing in that game, and like I'm gonna get a little vulgar, so I apologize, but like people like also sexualizing women so much in a video
Yeah.
game, when you're like, I'm just trying to play the game and have fun, and I'm being sexualized or like threatened. And then there's like trigger things, like trigger words that could come up when it comes to like, you know, sexual assault or things like that are like, dude, I am literally just trying to play the game. I'm just trying to be here. have fun. I want to calm because I want to play the game at a higher level, so I want to communicate with you, but you're not allowing me to do that just because I'm a woman, and in your head you seem to think that I'm only good for one thing. And then you also like throw in pride as well, and like all of that, what comes with that, is so toxic in the community as well. So let me see, I'm gonna read Pitch had said, I've had someone, the second I said something in BC, say, well, there's a girl on my team, we're going to lose, and then go on a rant about how every time he loses a game, it's because there's a girl on his team. Yeah, it's unfortunate that they seem to think that that's the problem when they're likely probably the problem.
Yeah, the problem's right at home.
Yeah.
Right. The problem is you.
Let's get a mirror, buddy. Let's see. Demon said sexism sucks in general, but sucks a lot in video games, especially in ones where you can't really get away from the people pulling that crap. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, especially if you're like playing ranked or comp in any game, like there's penalties if you leave games as well. So it's like, okay, well now I have to sit here and take this. Obviously
And
there's
be
the
harassed for the next 20 minutes.
yeah. Obviously there's mute buttons and things like that, but there's still like typing. They can still go into like start typing to you and tell you stuff, and it's just like either way, like you mute or you don't look at the texts that they're sending, you're still like just stuck in that space with someone who's hateful and saying, you know, some horrific stuff to you. Also, hi B, welcome to the chat. We appreciate you. Yeah. Jolly, yep. I'm sure the person who is like making those comments is, you know, like we said earlier, the actual problem, and has nothing to do at all with like gender or anything like that. He actually threw, yeah, that's another thing. Like, someone will get on a game and like either hear that you're a woman, a girl, or hear that you're part of the LGBTQ plus community and start throwing your games like on purpose. Yeah. And that's also extremely frustrating to have to deal with.
I think that's the major problem I've had, at least. Like, we come to video games to like relax, and then just to be harassed in a video game. It's part of why I left COD altogether. Like you said, Morbid, I really resonate with that, because I left COD for the same reason, the sexual harassment overall, and it got really scary after a while because people become like obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
And especially because you're a woman, I've had several people who ended up stalking and like things like that. And it gets really, really out of hand really fast the moment that you let them know that your gender or your orientation, like it can go to bullying really quickly.
Yeah. That's another thing. Like, we've talked about like some of the hateful things that people say, but then there's the other side of it where it's like, hey girl, let me get your number, like, you single? Like, I don't care if you're single, like, I'd hit it. Like, you know, it just starts getting to be very creepy, and then like people
unwarranted.
Yeah, and people like hitting on you and being very aggressive with that, and like you said, the whole stalking side, especially a lot of players, a lot of women who game are also streamers, and so then you add that aspect to it, and it's like, well, I put my stream name in I put my stream stuff in my name because, you know, I want to make connections and friends, and you can meet some cool people, but then in return you also get the ugly side of it, where now people are here stalking and like harassing you and making you feel like somehow you like owe them something because
Yes, just because they subscribe to you or they follow you, or that's another thing too.
and that's not the case whatsoever. If I have any girly pops in stream, like, we do not owe anyone anything. We are entertainers here, and it's not like we owe them, any bit of our time, just because they're around. Let's see. It's even crazier on Twitch if you stream. People saying you're only getting views because of your body. Yep. Yeah, that's also something that people say all the time. That women streamers grow faster because of our looks, or because we have what we have to show on camera. And it's like, dude, that's, again, it's a form of like sexual harassment that people don't realize, I don't think, that we're getting put through. They either hate you or like you too much, yeah. Oh my god, Jolly. If being pretty was all that was required to get views, I would be Twitch famous already, obviously. Yeah, true. Obviously, true. Duh.
Sounds correct.
I think Jolly would have like the opposite thing, where you'd get famous for the person, like the looks, but then they tune in and have personality, and then like everyone leaves.
Oh,
Damn!
oh,
Damn!
Oh,
Shots
shit.
fired, Jolly.
That's
What
crazy.
do you have to say? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
says-
instigating.
Not true though. That's so crazy. Bad Wolf, welcome to the stream. We appreciate you.
Be careful, Rabbit. We do scrim tonight. Jolly will be there.
Did you not say where Jolly made fun, probably feeding worse than rabbits somehow?
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
see
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I didn't see that.
I skipped
I
over.
didn't fire first.
I
I didn't hit first.
I skipped over the slander in chat.
Rabbit said, "I don't start it, I finish it."
Yeah, it's over for these bitches for sure. Oh my gosh, y'all are crazy. But on a lighter topic, what is something you would say to a girl who is thinking of playing games competitively? What's some advice or motivation you would tell somebody?
Oh, go ahead, Rabbit, if you want to start.
Yeah. Well, I've kind of had like, I've heard it more, not really in a gaming area, more like sports, but kind of like leaving on the court, where if you like have a disagreement with someone on the enemy team, you don't say anything to them, they don't matter, just go out there and play better than them and like kind of prove yourself. And so that's kind of what mentality I do, of like, even outside of like the gender things, but still with like gender things, is like, all right, you're gonna talk your shit, all right, I'm just gonna ignore you, and I'm just gonna be better than you, and you'll just have to deal with it. And so it's kind of like, there's always gonna be people that are just lame, just don't care about their opinions, and just do your thing and be better than them.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the more women get into the space, the easier time will be for more women to join. Like, it's a ripple effect, and I think that when people, like brave people, come out and say like, okay, I'm gonna play competitively, okay, I'm gonna play in a team, makes it easier for other people to join too.
I agree with that. I would say, to piggyback off of what you both are saying, I would say to focus on your craft, whatever whatever it is, strive to be the best, and putting that time in. Not to just focus on your disadvantages as just being a woman, because we are already at a disadvantage. Focus on the areas that you can make yourself, advantageous at, if that's the right word. That where you can have the upper hand in, and if that's through your gameplay or wherever it is, focus on that area.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I really like the a couple of points to that of saying, like, be the person that you feel like you needed when you were younger. That's like just a general thing that I like to live by. So I feel like women representation is huge. And then another point to that would be also take up space. Like, be loud and be proud of who you are and your accomplishments and your hard work. Let it show. And like I said, take up space. Don't be afraid to like demand space either for you, and who you are. So I really appreciate like all of these. There's a lot of like tournament organizers and organizations that are pushing more for a women's scene in competitive games, whether it be for Apex, Overwatch, or Valorant. We've seen at least like those 3 games like really push for there to be inclusivity, and I really love that because it's just making a space for us that is safe and definitely like a great like starter place. Get into the women's scene, get onto a women's team, play in their events, learn from them, and then if you want higher goals and like aspirations for yourself, then get onto those co-ed teams, go shoot for the stars after that. But if you're afraid, know that there are places where you have safe places to go to and to start building up that confidence to doing something bigger if that's what you want in the future. And don't ever let anyone tell you that you don't belong somewhere. Fuck that. You fight for your space, and you fight for your spot, and you show them that you're better. And it's not because of your gender or orientation or anything like that. It's just because you're you and you're a hard worker and you're good at what you do.
Great. I think that's why I also came to Overwatch, because there is such a big marginalized community, and there's more spaces here for those LGBT plus women, and it's just a better and safer space. And eventually, those who don't agree with it will eventually leave. If you don't like it, you don't have to be around it. And that's, as long as you're loud about it, and we're here, and we're not leaving. We're only growing, and that's the goal.
Yeah, I feel like Valorant also has been doing a really good job at that too, with their whole like Game Changers League, and everything like that. So we definitely need Apex to step it up a bit. Let's see. Pitch had said they're only toxic because they can't handle the fact that a girl can beat them at their game. Yep. Find your crew, tune everyone else out, and let it motivate you to do better. I really like that as well. We had a question from Jolly. What's your favorite way to BM people who are misogynistic or homophobic? I personally like to offer them coaching after the game. Oh, he's like, this is a meme question. Doesn't have to be answered. Okay. Alright. I'm I'm bad at that, honestly. Like, I'm bad at like responding to people. I usually just like ignore it and don't deal with it. If they start getting kind of crazy, then I will start yelling, but I won't repeat what I say.
I usually don't care about these people.
Yeah.
Like, it bothers me when they start using me as an insult towards other players on my team. Like, when they involve other people and use me as like the
Punchline.
insult. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's when I'll start like BMing, and then when I'll start like defending the person, and I'll actually like report these people every time. Like, every time I log on to Overwatch, basically, I get like reports about like, oh, thank you for reporting this person. We've taken action and everything. But it's like recently less, so it's been going well. Like, I think I meet less people like that now, but there was a time where I would log onto the game and I would get 5 thank you for reporting messages. And yeah, it was crazy. And I think like I usually don't BM, like I'm Canadian. It's in my blood to not be mean.
Mhm.
But I will go off on people that like go too far.
Yeah.
I ignore them. Um, because I just look at the scoreboard and I'm like, I know I'm not the problem.
Yeah.
I know it's not me. And then if it is me, I'm like, oh, they're kind of eating me up. They're kind of right. So I just stay quiet.
Yep. Yeah, I feel that. All right, let me see. So it's shifting the conversation a little bit to mental health. Those of you that are new here, you know, this is Xzile Esports. We are an esports organization. I like to think of the org as having 3 different pillars to the org. We have our competitive teams, our content creators, and our community. But something that we push across the board, no matter how you're involved with the org, is mental health. And it's not something we require everyone to talk about, but it is something that at least people at the top are really vocal and love to sit here and help others and talk about. That's partly why we started the podcast, because we wanted a space where we could talk about mental health and also give the opportunity to people within the org and like good friends of the org to come on here and just sit down and chat and get to know each other a little bit better, and then to also go back to what's important to us, and that's mental health. We're huge on making sure that people are mentally healthy, especially our competitive players, and then obviously our content creators as well. Being a content creator can also be difficult when it comes to mental health, as we talked a little bit about, you know, some of the streamer stuff earlier. Um, but yeah, so why is mental health important to you all as competitive players?
Well, I can start with that. I think it's really important because, um, well, in my case, I've had like a few burnouts about Overwatch where I've taken like seasons long break because I just couldn't take it anymore. You know, like I was playing too much, I was getting too much hate, and I just stopped playing entirely and moved on to other things. And that always helped me. But I love this game, and I want to make sure that I'm in a good position to keep playing the game, you know, mentally and physically as well.
Yep.
I can go next. I think it's pretty evident any game that you play competitively, you're kind of putting yourself in that fire, of the ring around the rosy of stress, because not every scrim, not every match you play is going to go the way that you want it to go. There's going to be some times where you get rolled, and then there's going to be some times where you're feeling on top of the world. I think the most important thing to do when you're in this space is to just be honest about how you're feeling, especially with those who you are on a team with or who you're playing with on a daily basis. Because like Dino, I've also taken seasons long breaks. I've fully stopped playing, not wanted to play anymore. I've gone through my up and down of my own stuff when it comes to games, and specifically competitive Overwatch. I think taking a step back and being honest with the people around me and having that conversation with them and kind of leaning on them. Because like I said, this game, at least with Overwatch, everybody is attracted to it for a reason. Everybody wants to play competitively for a reason, whether it's to escape their realities or whatever, so they can understand a lot more when you are going through something and when you are going through a rough patch. Yeah, that's how I try to balance it. It doesn't help with managing a team either, but yeah.
Well, I mean, just from like purely competitive standpoint, mental health important, just like play your best. I've had like past moments of like being in a bad mental state, like in general, and then I'd end up putting like all of it, like so much pressure on scrims and Overwatch. Like, well, Overwatch is my escape. I need this to be fun, and so like every time something small would go bad, it'd be like my escape isn't working, and so it'd like really heavily impact me, and I'd get like I'd have a bad scrim, and then I'd just be like miserable in life for like days afterwards because I'd put so much emphasis on like the scrim has to be fun because like it needs to be my escape, and it just like was not a healthy way of viewing it. And then like after taking steps to like fix my mental health outside of a game, been coming back into the game, and like now everything's just like a lot more relaxed, or like stuff can go wrong and that's just life, and then I just keep going, and so the game itself has just become more fun in general because I can deal with setbacks, and then because of that I'm now playing the game better, and so I'm now like I'm at my highest rank I've ever been at right now from just playing the game and just having fun playing the game because I'm just like taking care of myself outside of the game as well.
Love that. Yeah. That's definitely something like I go over when we have like our contracted meetings and where I go over our contract and stuff. Part of it is making sure that our competitive players are physically and mentally healthy. There's so much that happens in our life that is out of our control, and I am the first person that can be here and tell you I understand that we cannot control the things that are happening around us all the time, and life happens, and sometimes life likes to just hit you like a freaking bus, and the best thing you can do for yourself and for your team is to communicate and let them know like, hey, I can't show up the way you're gonna need me to show up today. And you don't have to go into detail, or you can if you need someone to talk to, but just letting them know, hey, I need a moment. So that's something I always talk to with our competitive players, and then just to remind them that, their mental health is important. If there's something we can do to help, we'll definitely try to help. But also, we have to communicate with each other so that we can plan appropriately to make sure that the team is still taken care of and their needs are still being met, while you as an individual is taken care of as well and your needs are being met. But the last thing you want is to get into a competitive game and take out your anger on your teammates or the game and it just turned into a bigger, like, vicious cycle when it comes to, you know, your mental health. So yeah, I appreciate all of you sharing that and all your insights. Is there anything that you all do to help you stay kind of grounded during, like, stressful situations? Any tips that you think are helpful for yourself?
I think it's safe to say we're all still figuring that out. No, I think, like I said, leaning at least with our team, I think we have become really close knit enough to, like, talk to each other. I know for me, Ace is one of my biggest people I go to. Jolly is one of my biggest people I go to. I hang out with Dino a lot. We play other games other than just Overwatch. I think that's also really helpful. We don't, you know, we don't come together when it's just for Overwatch time. We hang out outside of that. So I think that that's been helpful with cultivating our relationship to talk, because ultimately, you know, being a part of a team is creating a bond with people. I mean, you're gonna be with them for 2 hours for like 3 times a week. You gotta kind of like them. So
Yeah.
I think that's been part of it too. Like finding friendship within the space too has helped me balance it a little bit better. I couldn't imagine being on a team where I didn't like any of the people I'm playing with, or I didn't want to talk to them outside of scrims or anything like that, because then it's like, why am I here?
Yeah.
So I just think that that has helped me keep my balances in check and helped my mental health, because if I'm feeling this way, other people are probably feeling this way too, and we could just talk about it. And then after our vent session is over, we literally leave it in VC, and then we go to the next scrim, or we go to the next thing, and it's done and over with.
Yeah, I agree. I think a huge part that I use to make sure I don't get too stressed out or too anxious is just playing other games, doing other hobbies, you know, like it just helps to have variety in what you do. And I think that liking the people that you play the game with helps a ton, because I've been part of teams that at toxic environments and stuff like that, and it is not fun. And I can tell you right away that these teams don't last. So that's why I'm glad that Coven is a really, like, it's a really nice environment, really nice people, and I really enjoy it
Stop.
here.
You're gonna make me cry.
Awesome. Yeah, I would say, like, just for some, like, simple things to think about is making sure you're drinking enough water, getting up from your computer and stretching, or just going for, like, a short little walk, at least to, like, walk away from, you know, staring at your screen for so long is really helpful. Listening to music that makes you feel good and feel better, or something that makes you feel calm. I'm, like, huge on telling people that we should be more proactive when it comes to our mental health versus reactive. So, you know, in the moment when you're feeling anxious and stressed out, making sure that you try to write down, like, what you think is triggering these things, seeing if there's, like, a pattern where you're finding that stress is coming from. You know, just open up your notes app and start writing, like, okay, I got anxious about this, and this is what was happening, and this is what happened during my day. And then just do that for a while until you're able to kind of see, maybe you're able to find a trigger that's, you know, a pattern that's happening, so that then you can go back and see, okay, is there something I can do to prevent that trigger from happening? Do I need to talk to one of my teammates? Do I need to eat before we scrim? Do I need to eat after we scrim? You know, like what is something I can do to change that situation so that hopefully that trigger doesn't keep coming up, and just being prepared for it like the next time. Something I bring up a lot is like someone who maybe picks at their skin a lot, as like a, you know, an impulsive kind of like coping mechanism. Let's get you on like a daily skin routine. That way, the next time you try to go poke at your skin, there's nothing really to poke at. You're taking away that access to that unhealthy coping skill. So different things like that. Just trying to look at your situation and get creative with how can I help myself be prepared or proactive so that this situation doesn't happen again or keep happening. And if anyone ever needs advice, like that's something definitely we could sit and talk about. I guess I kind of left this out, but those of you who don't know, I am a licensed specialist in school psychology, so I work with children for testing and identifying if they have disabilities, and then creating plans to help them with their disabilities when it comes to being successful within the school system. So it's very it's very narrow and like very much specialized, but I try to use what I do know to help other people if I can, at least to give some advice or maybe send you in the right direction of where you can get better support and advice. But yeah, I really liked, you know, everything you guys had to say. I guess just to kind of wrap it up, because I know the team does have scrims in a little bit, so I don't want to keep you too long. Definitely want to let you guys warm up and get ready for that. But just to kind of wrap it up, if you all have any, like, something that you want to say that you really love about the team or being a part of Xzile, or if you have like a favorite memory that you want to share from the team or anything like that.
I'm gonna share my favorite moment, and it was watching Rabbit, Xzile, Flutter, the last Overwatch tournament, them winning the tournament. I was literally in my chair screaming, watching. It was so good. And a little part of me is like, that's my Ryan player right there. Like, that's my teammate. Like, let's go. I love that. And I can't wait to express that same feeling watching them play in this upcoming tournament. That's what I'm excited to share.
Love that.
Yeah, I mean, that was gonna be my thing, was playing in that tournament and winning. Great. I think what was really cool for me was kind of just like from a community aspect, because prior to doing the actual tournament, the only person on my team that I knew was Xzile, and so everyone else on my team I had like basically never talked to. We didn't scrim anything together, didn't know each other, and then tournament day we just play together, like get to know each other, figure out what we like playing, start like we basically figured out everything on how to play as a team while playing in the tournament, and then we're able to just like bring it together and become a team within one day and win the tournament, and it was really cool.
Yeah, who is on your team again? Do you remember?
Flutter, Johnson, and Maury.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a good team right there.
Yeah, you had some goats with you for sure. But the cool part was that both Reverence and Coven mixing together.
Yeah.
Like that was just cool to see, and to watch.
Yeah, we love that. And then like you said too, like some of our, like Flutter is someone who's a big like community member for us, someone who is always like here supporting our events, playing in our stuff, having fun, doing community nights, just joining and hanging out even if she's not like playing with everyone. So it's really cool. That's something I love about our events that we do. I always tell people, like, it's a tournament, and obviously there are people who do get a little competitive, but for the most part, it's really about, like, our community coming together and, like, trying to just have fun and kind of meet each other in the middle of, like, I'm a casual community member who loves Exile, loves supporting the org, versus like I'm here as a competitive player and I play comp and trying to find that middle ground and still like having fun with each other is awesome.
Oh, now you made me think of another one. Oh my goodness.
Go for it.
Oh. One more. The time that me, Bad Wolf, Kita, who won the Apex tournament, Tengu, and Val, a mix of us stayed up for like 10 hours grinding Overwatch. And we had like by the end of it, I think like 70 wins.
Oh my god.
And I went from Gold 5 to Plat 3 in one sitting. I have not played that much Overwatch since because I went on a loss streak and I dropped. But it still was such a fun time. Like we had like 10 people in the chat in and out throughout the whole night. It was really fun. I don't think we'll ever do that again because it was brain rot, but it was fun.
Love that.
I think for me, as cheesy as it is, it was the moment that after my final trial when I got accepted and I got told like, yeah, you're in, and I was like, holy shit, I'm actually in.
I love you so much. I'm glad you joined because I pulled her from a different team to be here.
Oh my god.
I am not.
That's
look,
crazy.
I'm all for stealing. But not in a good way.
Oh my god.
But
Yeah, she poached me.
I definitely poached.
Nobody
Sorry.
clip. Nobody clip. Erase the VOD. Delete the VOD, bro. That's crazy.
To be fair, you still play for that team. We're just your partner.
Yeah, I still do.
Well, I am, happy to have you, and hopefully you start to build some of these other memories with us too, with playing in our events and stuff. Jolly said you'll be hearing from my lawyers. Oh god.
You encourage it, Jolly. You encourage it.
But yeah, I appreciate all of you so much and everyone in chat who was here today to talk more about our Coven team, a little bit about your lore, and just being a woman in gaming, and then also wrapping it up with some mental health and some good thoughts, good memories. I appreciate you all. I'm sure we will do another episode at some point, and then also if any of you ever want to sit down and do a specific topic that we talk about certain things, or chat if you have any ideas, I would love to host something like this again with our teams, or just getting like all of the girly pops in the org together. I think would be really cool. There's a lot of us.
I was about to say, that sounds like a lot of fun and chaos at the same time.
There is a lot of us. We are very, especially at the top, we're pretty women heavy, so it would be fun to sit down and kind of talk about those things, and have some cool perspectives from everybody. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being here and hanging out with me. Is anyone happen to be streaming scrims tonight? If not, that's fine. I'll shout it out if you guys are.
I'm still setting up my stream.
You're good.
Get to it, Dino. No, I'm kidding. I don't think
Not
so.
tonight? Okay, not tonight, but for sure for the tournaments later, we'll definitely figure something out. But stay tuned. They will be playing in tournaments in October, so get ready for that. And then who knows, maybe another Overwatch tournament for Exile soon. I don't know. I don't want to say, but you know, maybe we'll see.
Say it. No, I'm kidding.
We'll see. But I appreciate you all. I'm gonna let you all go and finish out the stream, do a little shout outs and stuff, and wrap up. But you all have a good night. Good luck. Have fun.
Thank you so much, Morbid, for
Thank
hosting.
you.
It was really nice. Thank you.
Of course. I'm happy to be here. But we'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Guys, that was such a great episode. Oh my god. That was awesome. Let's just put me in the middle. Look at me. I wanted to fit in, chat. I was gonna use my usual one that I use, but I was like, oh my god. I want to be an Overwatch girly. Can I be an Overwatch girly, please? Do I fit in? Can I fit in here? But yeah, I appreciate everyone for hanging out for the stream. Just a couple of announcements. We have a movie night coming up tomorrow. We will be watching The Boy and the Heroine movie night starting at 6 p.m. Central Time. So you can come hang out for that. We also have an Overwatch community night happening on the 27th. Dino, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. If you all are interested in community night, I will say it'll be more of a goofy community night. We're gonna be playing like Lucio Tag, hide and seek, different things like that on Overwatch. We like to do some community events like this to try to get people involved who may not play much Overwatch, at least to get the game installed, get online, try out a few things, you know. Just kind of trying to grow that Overwatch community, because maybe then they'll feel more confident to play in one of our fun events when it comes to more regular, you know, Overwatch gameplay. So if you are interested in that, that is happening on Friday the 27th at 7 p.m. Central Time. So we will be doing some community games that night, and we will stream them as well. So if you cannot play but you want to watch, you can definitely come hang out with me in chat and watch me play badly. But don't tell me I'm playing badly. Don't tell me, guys. I don't want to hear it. I swear I'm the GOAT. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun doing that. And then as far as events coming up, in October, we are going to have so many events lined up. I cannot leak. I cannot say, because, you know, I'm gonna blame Avery. Avery will get mad at me, guys. If I tell you what's happening, Avery's just, you know, gonna get mad at me, and I don't want Avery mad at me. So blame Avery. It's Avery's fault. But we will be having, I will leak and say, we will be doing movie nights every Sunday. There'll be some sort of scary movie nights, and we will have themes for our movie nights. So that's really exciting. We have more podcast episodes lined up. Definitely going to sit down and talk to Rohit, one of our Valorant content creators, next month. So come hang around for that. We have lots of birthday celebrations at the end of this week and the beginning of next week. So lots of birthday stuff to go out and have some fun with. We will be running a tournament next month. Not 100% sure what we will be running, but stay tuned for it. And let's see how that will turn out. And yeah, it's either going to be Overwatch or Valorant tournament. We haven't narrowed down, or nothing set in stone yet, but soon we will be announcing it. If you're not a part of our Discord, definitely join the Discord so you can stay up to date with everything that's going on and everything that we're doing. Go support us over there. Let's see, I'm trying to see who we can send a raid out to. We have a couple of friends who are live, just kind of vibing, doing some stuff. But I definitely think that we go ahead and send a raid out to Bad Wolf. So, just to let you all know too, we are on the organization. We're, like I said, Xzile Esports. We have 2 Overwatch teams, Overwatch Reverence, which is a co-ed team, and Overwatch Coven, who is a all-female team, which you got to meet today. We also are currently building a Valorant team, which we should be announcing soon. And then we're going to start looking for an Apex team. So if you know anyone who might be interested, please send them my way. We'll be making some posts tomorrow about potentially bringing on a Apex manager. So I would love to get that started as soon as possible. And then we have content creators that play Apex, Overwatch, and Valorant mostly. So there are a lot of FPS streamers and a couple of what's the word I'm looking for? A couple of variety streamers. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and raid Bad Wolf. He is playing scrims tonight for Reverence, for our co-ed Overwatch team. So go send him some love. He is amazing. He is our captain of our Reverence team. We love him to death. We had a couple of Reverence players supporting the stream earlier and hanging out with us, so go send them some love too. I'm sure they will gladly appreciate it. I will probably be live again here on the 27th with our community games. And if you're interested in, you know, me and everything I do, you can find me at morbidmind_ on Twitch. I stream a variety of games, but I stick mostly to FPS games like Apex and Overwatch. But I also love to do podcasts over there, cozy games like Played Up, Minecraft, all that good stuff. But I appreciate every single one of you, and I'm just very happy and lucky and honored to be in the position that I am to host things like this. Like I said, you all have an amazing night, and I will see you on the 27th with some Overwatch. Have a good night, guys. Goodbye.